Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about how to get a better quality sleep and how to get to sleep faster. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with some tips on how to get a better quality sleep, and then later in the video I'm going to be talking about how to get to sleep faster. The first of the tips I have for you is to pay attention to your sleep duration. So 6 hours just isn't enough sleep. The University of California found that only 3% of the population has a gene that allows this. As you can see on the chart, the average adult needs about 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. So if you're feeling exhausted in the morning when you wake up, I'll highly suggest to add at least 1 more hour to your sleep. So next tip I have for you is to pay attention to your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is basically your body's internal clock, and this internal clock uses the sun to keep in sync. So when the sun rises and your body thinks it's time to get up, your body delays the release of the sleep hormone melatonin, and also your body temperature and heart rate increases. Research has found as your body temperature rises, you have increased alertness, memory and concentration. This is why I like to schedule my highest priority tasks for when I have the most energy in the morning. Also, another little tip under this, if you expose yourself to more blue light during the day, you're going to find that you have much better quality sleep. So the next tip I have for you, which is very closely related to your circadian rhythm, is to stick to a routine. When you stick to a routine and wake up and go to bed at the same time each day, your circadian rhythm stays in sync. And if you're having trouble sticking to a routine, I do suggest getting the app Sleeptown. Sleeptown is basically a game where you build a house in your town each night, you go to bed and wake up between a specific time. And if you get the premium version of the app, you can go with your friends and build shared towns. Anyway, so the next tip I have for you is to change your environment. The first and probably most important part of your environment that you need to change is the light that gets into your room. This is again because of your circadian rhythm. So if you have something like a street light outside when you're trying to go to sleep, you're going to find it a lot harder to get to sleep because your body gets to sleep easier in complete darkness. So if you do have a lot of light coming into your room when you're trying to get to sleep, I would highly suggest buying a blackout curtain or a sleep mask. The second thing that you need to change with your environment is the temperature. Research has found that the optimal temperature for a good night's sleep is between 20 and 24 degrees Celsius or 68 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So the next thing to consider with your environment is noise. Now you can listen to whatever you want that helps you get to sleep. Generally, complete silence is not that great. This is because if something falls, or even if you hear someone breathing, you're woken up and it takes a while to get to sleep. This is why some people like to listen to white noise when they're trying to get to sleep. White noise is basically a constant static sound, and it works because it's constant. You don't hear any sudden noises like something falling, and if I want to listen to it, I just ask my Google Home, "Hey Google, play white noise." The next tip I have for you, which is related to your circadian rhythm, is to reduce day naps. Some people like day naps, they are beneficial, but if you can't get to sleep, I'll suggest to have shorter day naps earlier in the day or just cut them out altogether. Okay, so the last tip I have for this section of the video is to pay attention to your sleeping position. So there are really just 3 main sleeping positions: your stomach, your side and your back. Your stomach is generally the worst of all the sleeping positions. This is because of the unnatural position of your back, and if you sleep with your head to one side, you're going to put a lot of strain on your neck and this could lead to neck pains. Your side is thought to be the best sleeping position, and further research has shown that your left side is actually better. This is because, among other things, it reduces acid reflux and heartburn. Your back is probably the healthiest position, mainly because it keeps your spine in a natural position using gravity, but it also relieves hip and knee pain. So if you're struggling with back pain, it's probably a good idea to sleep on your back. So now I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get to sleep faster, and the first one of these is to stop using your phone close to your bedtime. So your body uses blue light from the sun to keep your body in sync, but your phone also emits blue light, and this is why it's a bad idea to look at your phone during the night because your internal clock gets messed up. And apart from the blue light that your phone emits, your phone also stimulates your brain by the things that you do on it. So it's suggested to put your phone away about 30 minutes to 1 hour to even 2 hours before your bedtime. So the next tip I have for you is very important, and that is to keep a wind down routine. This wind down routine is ideally 1 to 2 hours of your evening, but many of you, including me, don't have this time. So I suggest to start with 30 minutes of your evening to read a book, journal, stroll, or just anything that gets you relaxed. In my wind down routine, I like to read, listen to music, play my guitar. I do admit though, I sometimes watch TV, actually quite a lot, but I'm trying to break that habit. But anyway, just make sure you look forward to your wind down routine every day. So the next tip I have for you that will help you get to sleep faster is to not drink coffee before bed. Now coffee isn't necessarily bad for you, but caffeine, as you probably already know, is a stimulant. So if you take coffee before bed, even 6 hours before bed, you're going to find it a lot harder to get to sleep. This is because it blocks the neurotransmitters responsible for the release of the hormone melatonin. So it's recommended that you don't drink coffee within 6 hours of your bedtime. So the next tip I have for you is don't exercise before bed. The reason for this is exercise stimulates your body to release the stress hormone cortisol, which helps activate the alerting mechanism of the brain. This is why it's recommended to schedule your exercise for the morning or the early afternoon, about 3 to 4 hours before your bedtime. So another tip that I found really helps is the 4-7-8 breathing pattern. So the steps to the 4-7-8 breathing pattern is basically you empty your lungs of air and then you breathe in quietly through the nose for 4 seconds, hold it for about 7 seconds, and then breathe out loudly through the mouth for about 8 seconds. If you repeat this cycle about 4 times, you're going to find it a lot easier to get to sleep. So the next tip I have for you is a very interesting one. It's the US Navy's sleeping technique. They developed this technique so their pilots could go to sleep 2 minutes or less after 6 weeks of practice, even after drinking coffee with intense gunfire in the background. So to do this technique, first relax your facial muscles, including your tongue and the muscles around your eyes. So next, drop your shoulders down as far as they'll go, followed by your upper and lower arms, and make sure to do this one side at a time. So next, breathe out, relaxing your chest, followed by your legs, starting from the thighs down. After you've relaxed all these muscles, imagine that you're on a canoe in blue water looking up at a blue sky, or swinging back and forth in a hammock in a pitch black room. You can also try saying don't think, don't think, don't think for about 10 seconds. No matter how stupid it sounds, it apparently works. So a few other things to try is to brain dump, which is good, getting all the ideas out of your head. Eat a lighter dinner, drink less water obviously. And last of all, put your clock out of sight, which is very effective. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you got some value out of this video, please leave a like. Also, if you want more videos like this, please subscribe. And apart from that, see you next time. Cheers.